Hey folks, welcome to Cooking by Approximation. So today I have something a little bit different. I am not a drinker. As many of my friends who might watch this know, I don't drink, and I have gotten to a point in my life where I'm just like, I kind of want something nice, adult feeling that's non-alcoholic, and there's really not a lot of great options. How to Drink actually had a really good point that sodas are a really, really good example of this, and I figured, why not do that, right? As far as sodas go, how do we do them? Well, I'm going to show you. This is remarkably easy, and you can do this with things like fresh fruit. I think this is my sugar. And a couple sealed jars. And that's it. Plus, soda water, but watch this. First thing we're going to do is take a mason jar or something else you can seal realistically and fill it with your fruit of choice. It doesn't have to be strawberries. I like to do strawberries for guests and mango for myself. This is also helpful with strawberries because they do this technique really fast. And if you have the overripe ones that are mushy and not great to eat, you can put them in here because that means the sugars in there are kind of like a little more strong, and you're going to get a much more tasty strawberry syrup. You can also eat the strawberries too. That's nice as well. Make sure you cut off the green bits off the top. Slicing this will make this happen faster, but if you're going to be doing this process, which I will explain in a moment, overnight, it's not going to matter. The next thing you're realistically going to want to do is you're going to want to take this jar, and you're going to want to take it and fill it almost to the brim with sugar. You want to make sure everything is sort of like covered, like that. See what I mean? And then you're going to want to take a lid for it, screw it on, and then you're going to shake it and shake the shit out of it. Honestly, what I would probably do is I would probably leave this out for about 30 minutes, shaking it intermittently, every few minutes, throughout the day. At some point in the next 30 minutes to an hour after doing this, you're going to want to stick this in the fridge and let it sit for 12 hours. Now,
hi, this is Evan in post. I fucked up and didn't tell you that you needed to throw the contents of the jar in a saucepan with about the exact same amount of water and then cook it down slowly on low heat over the course of like a half hour to get the syrupy consistency. Strain it out with a strainer or a cheesecloth or even a colander, who gives a shit, into a jar, and then you're done. My dumbass did not say that, so back to this episode. Away!
You can throw this concoction into a pan and slow cook it on a low and slow even flame for about a half hour until you get a syrup. If you go too far, add more water, rinse, repeat, and then you eventually get a syrup that like this. This is mango, and this is my personal favorite. And this is where the soda portion comes in. Soda. Most of you may know this as the shit that you put in your drinks to give it some bubbly. Here, it's basically a blank slate of carbonation that you can use to turn whatever you want into a soda. It's actually kind of nice. The one thing you do have to keep in mind when you're doing this, though, is you can eyeball it. So I can realistically take a cup, take some of my syrup, ouch, pour a bit in, fill the rest with my preferred amount of club soda, add an ice cube, and stir for thing. I just have the fancy spoon. You don't have to use this. You can literally just use a normal spoon. It just makes my life easier. And I try it. Delicious. Wonderful. But here's the thing. This is if you got a cup, you got some fruit, you got some sugar, and a spoon to stir it, or something to stir it. That's perfectly good. Throw an ice cube in this, and this bitch is great. But I feel like while I normally do the approximation part, whole purpose of this show is to make things that people relatively poor college students or whatever can make in their meager kitchen, I want to show you all something a little bit better. If you have a little bit of equipment that you either stole from your parents or you just got for cheap on Amazon, let's make it work, shall we? Damn, that's good. Fuck. So I'm sure some of y'all recognize what this is. These shakers come in different forms. I got this for like $12 off of Amazon. You could probably get one for the same price. Again, take one from home or like nick one from a bar when nobody's looking. I don't give a shit. Don't do that. That's illegal. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this as well as an actual measuring cup. You can pick up this at liquor stores. So this would cost me like $8 to get. I could probably get it on Amazon for cheaper. And what this is that this happens in parts. Technically, it's in ounces, but frankly, this is all rough anyway. So as long as you got a standard of thing to like measure things in, you're good. So how does this work? So what you basically do is, I found that taking equal parts, meaning like no matter what size vessel you put this in, as long as the parts are equal, the result will be the same. So the first thing I will always do is I will grab an ice cube from the freezer, and then I will take the back of a spoon. I use this bar spoon, but for this one I'm going to show you guys what happens when you use a normal spoon, because you can just do the same thing as long as it's metal. So what you do is you basically tap the back of it until it cracks, and then you basically throw it in there like that. What this does is that this will make it easier to shake. Also, it'll cool things down a little bit faster. Quite nice. There goes my promise ring. The second thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take to your preferred level of sweetness. I am a sugarholic, so I'll usually do equal parts syrup. So I will usually do two things of syrup, and I'll usually match that with 3 parts of soda water. This way I get a really sweet one, while also having like not so much bubbly that it burns my throat. Here, I had to open another one. Please don't overflow. Thank you very much. There is 1. Here's 2, and here's 3. So the next part probably has to be done over the sink, at least in my opinion, because you have to remember, this shit's carbonated. It does not like you. It is not your friend. It wants to hurt your feelings by splattering you with water. So, when you take your shaker, put it on top, make sure, whatever you do, you make sure this shit's done over the sink, because it explodes just like that. But after fighting with it for a little bit, and things exploding everywhere and getting wet, you get... Where the fuck did I put that glass? Oh, here it is. In my personal opinion, a much better version. The syrups and the soda are closer aligned, and you also have the added benefit of having a little extra you can have sitting at your desk while you're working. You can already tell that the color's a little bit different. That's mainly because the carbonation is a little more active, and objectively, it tastes amazing. Now that I'm all sticky and wet, I hope you've enjoyed this little video cooking by approximation. I know it's a little bit different. Oh, there's my ring. But, frankly, I didn't really want to go through the whole rigmarole of, cooking a whole thing. I found that making this daily, like I bake once a week. I'll go to the store, buy some fruit, do this, and it's a lot of fun. And it's also nice because you get a nice drink that doesn't, I mean, it looks like it has a lot of sugar in it, but it's objectively less than whatever the fuck Coke has. Somehow they're able to cram 40 grams into 1 can of Coke, and that to me is just always been fucking crazy. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, there's the cat. Have a good one. I appreciate y'all for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I love your face. Take it out, Winston.